Make another video, man. Just pretty much life lesson. You know, learning the easy way or the hard way. You know, pretty much when my kids were younger, I had them washing dishes. So particular times they would always be rushing, trying to watch a show or do something they got to do, and they don't wash the dishes properly. And my wife, she didn't like the way I used to do them simply because it was done to me and it worked, you know. And the old saying is, if it ain't broke, don't try to fix it if it ain't broke, you know. Someone who's out here trying to fix a car, it's not broke, nothing's wrong with it. Perfectly fine, brand new off the lot. Ah, man, I gotta take it to the shop and check the battery, check the rotors. Brand new car, but you're trying to fix it. Makes no sense. So pretty much, my daughter and son, they actually washing dishes. They were always taking the dishes. You know, had a little food in there, something crusted hard on the plate. So my thing that I always tell them, my wife didn't like, I tell them soak the dishes. You know, just run some water, soak it. Even if you don't wash dishes after we eat, or just maybe you can come home and get a snack. Just run you some water in the sink, stop it up, put a little soap in there. By the time you're ready to wash dishes at night, pretty much, this is the soap, no hard stuck on food. By the time you make that water again and just wash the dishes, you good, you know. Because the crazy part, we had a dishwasher. I didn't let them use the dishwasher simply because same thing my wife, she do. And I see where they got it from. They like to take dishes and just put it in the sink. Don't use rags or anything. Wipe them down, no pre-wash. Just throw them straight in. Hard on, caked on food. You know, been sitting up in the sink 2-3 hours. That stuff get hard like a rock. Even when the water splashes it from the dishwasher, don't really work too much. So my thing of it was, I would make them wash all the dishes in the cabinets. Forks, spoons, everything. All the utensils. Spatulas, cups and pans, all that. Just to teach them a lesson. By doing it right the first time, it saves you time. You know, if you know something's going on in your life, you know, you need more money, like I pretty much give advice on my channel is to drive trucks. But don't get it twisted. Just because I talk about driving trucks, I'm not saying that's the only thing you gotta do. But just, you know what I'm saying, taking the next step forward in life, you know, getting more money. You know, my son, he actually worked fast food, you know, went from working fast food to retail, you know, working a warehouse job. Pretty much, he's stepping up the ladder and actually, you know, making money. But the crazy part about him versus me, when I graduated school, my first year graduating high school, I was supposed to go to college, didn't go. I made $25,000 my first year. Second year, made $36,000. And every year, I went up by almost $5,000 or $10,000. You know, and I moved furniture. That was me just being a helper, not a driver. If I was to become a driver, which the insurance was kind of crazy on covering me at that time, I probably would have made a whole lot more. Whole lot more. You know what I'm saying? I know drivers making like $2,500 a week, $3,000 a week, you know, driving trucks. Some of them preferably more than that. But it all depends on your hustle. You know, and that's the biggest thing that I talk about with a lot of these guys. no hustle, man. Like literally no hustle. Like on and off, man. Just you want to work those 8 hours and go home. But you want the new car, you want the nice house, you want these big screen TVs to play the PlayStation on. But I'm like, at the end of the day, you want all that stuff, but you don't want to work for it. Like the generation, man. I know a guy, he said that, and it was spot on as of right now. It's like the me, like what about me? You know, this older guy used to work with him, and he used to always say this to this another guy. He's probably a little bit younger than him, probably about a couple of years, but he always say, what about me? Because that's what the guy always said when he wanted something. It was, you know, we finna go do this job, make this much money, and, you know, he's like, well, what about me? What am I gonna get out of there? He's like, well, you getting paid just like I'm getting paid. But what about me? Why can I get more? You know? It's that what about me mentality that, oh, I'm straight or I'm good mentality. It's like, you don't want no more than what you're doing now. Like, how you expect to get more out of life and you don't produce more, you know, in your work ethic? There's a lot of people out here, man, they want to be rich. But when you ask them what are the steps are you doing to be rich, man, I'm going to work every day. I'm putting in 8 hours, man. It's hard at my job. You got guys working 10, 12-hour days. And your 8 hours is hard, you know. I see if you was working at a job, pretty much doing something strenuous in the warehouse, every day lifting, you know, something heavy, you know, not only calculating, using your brain, you know, all that. You doing something minute. I don't even want to put nobody's career down or nothing, so I'm not going to say it. But you doing something small, preferably not hard, you know. And granted that, I don't want to say like, but with teachers, that's a hard job. A lot of people, oh, that's nothing, man. You dealing with kids all day, they listen to you. Kids bad as hell. So I wouldn't even put that in category as an easy job, but just pretty much giving you a little thing that it depends on what you look at these jobs. Because even though I'm not a teacher, I actually coach wrestling at one point. Wrestling for my boy Charles would always get on me about that. But it's hard work, man. These kids nowadays don't want to listen. They spoiled by their parents. You know, anything you say is always not my baby. Like, they focus on their child being an angel. You know, back in the day, your parents knew what type of person you was. So when you did something, that's the first thing they said was, okay, I'm gonna talk to them about that when you say something. Now, if you say something you know that they not prone of doing, you're gonna say, no, not my child. You know, that's to the point where you kind of iffy about that. But it's just something that's blank, just point blank. Like, I had a situation, you know, one of my boys, my friend, he said, you know, one of my boys woke up late at night crying. And I was like, really? And he was like, yeah. You know, I'm like, nah, my kids don't wake up in the middle of the night. He's like, well, he did this night. I'm like, but for what reason? You know? I'm like, I can understand a child has a scary, one of my kids have a scary dream, they will wake up. You know, they got to use the bathroom, they will wake up. But just for them to wake up and come around crying and all that, nah, I know my kids. My kids, I've been with them day one since they were little, from they were babies. I actually quit a good paying job to actually stay home more with my family to help my wife go through the whole time of them when they were newborns. So I pretty much know my boys and understand how they work, how they mind work. because pretty much I'm training them that way. You know, it's certain things they do. I actually let them know that's wrong, that's right. You don't know what you're talking about. You know, and that's one thing. They ask questions. I do a lot for them because, like I tell them, they worth it. You know, you put in the work, you do the right stuff, I work with you. You be an asshole, you want to wear your ass on your shoulder, hey, I ain't got no love for you. I treat you like somebody in the street. You know, when it comes to my kids, I don't look at them no different when it comes to certain things. If you want to come to me with a certain type of mentality, that's how I'm going to treat you. Just like a person in the street. If you come to me with this whole mentality trying to get over on me, well, that's how I'm going to see you for the rest of your life. Until you show me something otherwise, you just one of these little dudes out here that's trying to, hustle. So I'm going to treat you like a hustler. If you come to me with this whole mentality that I never done nothing for you, then I understand. I'm going to treat you like that. I'm going to always remember, don't do nothing for you. Don't let you get away with nothing. Because why? I've been treating you wrong all your life. So why start treating you better? A lot of parents, kids shame them into, feeling guilty about how they raised them as a child. Now, if your child grew up, in and out of jail and, something like that, and you pretty much say, yeah, I say I did wrong because I wasn't there for you, this and that. I can understand that. But for a person to be there for their child, always bailing them in and out of jail, and they still acting up, that's not the parent. That's them. So for the most part, like I say, this whole rant about stuff, but just looking at the whole point, kids will guilt the parent into thinking that, they're a bad parent because they've been going in and out of jail and they've been there every step of the way. It's not the parent, it's the child. So most parents who let them kids guilt them into that, you stupid. I don't care. That's on you. I ain't letting none of my kids guilt me into nothing when I know what type of person I am. I know what type of man I am. I know what I do for my kids. I know how I provide for my kids. I know how I set up things for them. So I will set up stuff for them to, progress. If they fail, it's not because I didn't try. It's because they didn't try hard enough. I'm not going to put that over my head saying it's me, it's them. But hit y'all on another video later. Out.